excessively militarized, overly militarized? Absolutely, 100%. I couldn't say, I mean, it's, so at this point, I cede the table. I will sit down.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. But there's a very large but to that conclusion. I mean, and frankly, it is, what choice is there? The natural answer is, look, the choice is we can, rewrite the ship, slide resources more towards the civilian agencies of government, et cetera, et cetera. Well, my response to that is, in the Washington real world, good luck. It's not going to happen. So how do you work your way through that? So let me just make a couple of points, and then I really want to get to questions and answers. But before I proceed, and I think everybody has emphasized this, to include Professor Mearsheimer, I think that this entire conversation is very difficult to have and very much complicated by the fact that we experienced Iraq and Afghanistan. The elephant in the room, frankly, in every discussion on the future of military affairs, the future of national security, is automatically overshadowed by the scar tissue associated with Iraq and Afghanistan. So let me just be clear up front about some of the points I'm going to make with respect to Iraq and Afghanistan, that both of these wars had an element of choice involved in them that is clouding future strategic judgment. In the case of Iraq, there was really a choice whether to do it or not. In Afghanistan, there was clearly a choice on how to actually conduct the war, and therefore, in both cases, this idea of choice now sort of changes how we look at future security challenges and how we look at our contemporary security balance between the civilian and military agencies of government. But I would actually submit, and something I would want everybody here to consider, is that unfortunately, this actual existence of choice in the past with respect to Iraq and Afghanistan is leading many in the national security community to actually perceive that there's going to be an absence of necessity in the future, which I think has become almost endemic in the national security debate inside Washington. And that's not to say that every challenge is military, but it is to say actually that there's I think, to Dan's point, there's almost this sort of march away from any consideration of future military action, while still maintaining a fair amount of military capability and maintaining a large degree of influence by the military on U.S. policy going forward. So, as I stated up front, I think American foreign policy is by all